See students, as I said just now, recursion is the process of defining something in terms of itself. Okay, that is recursion, and Java supports recursion. That is, in simple words, if I say a method which calls itself is said to be recursive function. Okay, you can see over here, as it relates to Java programming, recursion is the attribute that allows a method to call itself. A method that call itself is said to be recursive. Okay, okay, fine. I'll explain the program. You just see here, it's very important. Okay, then you all please observe here. See, these are the outputs. Factorial of 3 is 6, 4 is 24, 5 is 120. Okay, so if I explain one function call, there are three function calls over here with three println. Okay, I will straight away I will explain with f dot fact of 5. You will understand the above two also. Okay, so you can see over here there are two classes. One class is a factorial class which has got the code to find the factorial of a number. Okay, and another class is a main method class from where we are going to call the factorial class. Okay, so you can see over here. Okay, there are, this is the line from where the object is created to the above class factorial f. Okay, f is what? An object which is created. Now you can see over here system.out.println factorial of 3, 4, 5 is it is going to display. So this is f dot fact of 5. How it will work is, that is very important over here. That's very important. Okay, students, you can see the paper means it's fine. Okay. So what I was talking about, this f dot fact of 5, how it will work, we will see. See, f dot fact of 5, actually what will happen in the program, as you can see, f is an object to factorial class, this one. So here f dot fact of 5 will call the fact of n method here in factorial class. That is, from here n will have the value as 5. So fact of 5 it is. Now when it moves inside, there is a variable result declared, and now there is an if condition. You all can see over here, if condition is true, then it will return 1. If is false, it won't return 1, it will go to the next line. So what is the next line? Now you see n is 5, no, 5 double equal to 1 is false. So instead of going over to return, it will come back to the next line. It will skip that return part. Why? Because if is false. Now you see result equal to fact of n minus 1 into n. That becomes fact of 4 into 5. That is fact of 5 minus 1 into 5. That is fact of 4 into 5, that is. So now you all please observe here, this is what is the diagram, this one in the paper. Now we are over here. Then what's going to happen after this? After this is what, again, now I will erase this. Now then what is going to happen is, as this one is fact of 4, now this is again a function call. So what will happen? This will call itself again fact of 4 now. So this is a function which is calling itself. So this is known as recursive function. Now again same concept in this. Variable is declared for fact of 4. Result, now again it will check if condition, that is 4 double equal to 1, that is false. Now again there is a variable here, result. What kind of result it is? Now you see, this is fact of 4 minus 1 into 4, this is. Okay, that is, we are into this part, we have entered into this part. So fact of 4 minus 1 into 4, so that becomes what you can see here, 4 into fact of 3. Now 4 into fact of 3 means 4 into fact of 3. You all observe here, 4 into fact of 3 means this is fact of 3. This is again a function call which calls itself again. So I hope you all have understood. That is 4 into fact of 3. This is fact of 3 which calls itself. Now straight away I will explain with the rough work what I have done. The factor of 3 now becomes 3 into factor of 2. Then factor of 2 will call itself again. That becomes 2 into factor of 1. That becomes 2 into factor of 1. Now I will explain from this part now. 2 into factor of 1 I will explain from here. Now you all please observe here, this is factor of 1 and this is 2. Now this factor of 1 will call here, remember, factor of 1. Now result is a variable declared. Now you see if condition is evaluated. As this is evaluated, it returns 1 by skipping this line. You all please observe here, it will return 1. So you can see factor of 1 is encountered with if condition as true and it is returning 1. So it will return 1 here. So students, you see here, it will return where to this factor of 1 from where it was called. Now this is factor of 1 as 1. So 2 into 1 it will multiply, that is 2. Now this factor of 2, I'll rub everything here from here. This factor of 2 is 2, no? This has become 2. So it will return from where it was called. It was called from here. Now factor of 2 is 2. This 3 into 2 will become 6. Now this 6 value will return to here, factor of 3. Factor of 3 is 6. So 4 into 6, it will become 24. So this will return back from where it was called. It was called from here. So this is what 5 into 24 that is. As this was 4 into 6, 24. Over here it will return 24. 5 into 24 it will be. What is that? 120. So this return will return the value of factor of 5, that is 120. So return 120, it will return it here. So by this it will print you the value of factorial of 5 as factorial of 120. I hope you all have understood this. So this is the thing. Similarly, factor of 4, factor of 3. I hope you all have understood this. So this is the concept of recursion with this particular example. So what is recursion is, it is nothing but a process of defining something in terms of itself. Means in this factor of n, there is a definition, that is over here factor of n minus 1, means it will call itself again. That is defining something in terms of itself. And this method is said to be recursive method. Okay, I hope you all have understood this. Now, then the next program. This is now the next program, another example that uses recursion. This program I have copied in a notepad, as you all can see here. Okay, I'll show you the output first by compiling it. What is the name of the program? It is recursion2.java, the file name. Okay, what I typed, recursion. Okay, spelling mistake, that is. It is compiled. I'm going to run the program now. You'll please observe, this is the output. Okay, this is the part which I'm going to explain now. Now you all see this program. Now in this particular notepad, I've copied the program. You see there are two classes. One is rectest, okay, where the code is written with recursion concept, and this is the main class from where we are going to call the above class. Now you can see at line number 16, OB is an object, and you see this is a recursion of a constructor of the above class, rectest of 10. So this is a constructor call with a parameter as 10. So you all observe here, it will pass the value to here I will receive the value as 10. So inside that, values is array variable. Remember this. This is another way of writing array variable. So array variable is allocated with the size as 10. Okay. So values is an array with the size as 10. Remember this. That is done now. Then after this is done, you all can see in the main method, I is int. Then in the for loop, you see I equal to 0, 0 less than 10, and I plus plus is the for loop. So how many times this for loop will repeat? It will repeat for 10 times from 0 to 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so until 9. So 10 times it will repeat. Now you see the condition is correct, means 0 less than 10. That is correct. So it will evaluate this thing. Okay, so what is this? You all observe here, ob dot values of 0, that is ob dot values of 0. is equals to I. Okay, what is I over here? Again 0. So in the memory, the array variable values of 0 will store the value 0 over here. How that is? You all please observe here. I'll draw the diagram. Just see here. Yeah. Just a minute. One student is having doubt, it seems. I'll erase this. Please concentrate. This is very important. Okay, student. See, as I said just now, see, this is for loop is there, no? How many times this for loop will evaluate? 10 times, starting from 0. Okay, so 0 less than 10 it will be till. So for how many times? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So for loop will be evaluated 9 times. So for the first time, you see ob dot values of 0 is equals to 0. That is this in the memory. Then again, after incrementing of I plus plus, this ob dot values of 1 equal to 1. That will be this thing. So on till it will be till ob dot values of 9 equal to 9. After that, this for loop condition will fail. This one. I hope you all have understood this one. The person who is having the doubt is clear with this. Okay. Then next. So as I said just now, the line number 19. What is that line number 19? It is print array of 10. So that is a function call. So it will call to the print array method at line number 8. So over here, line number 8 will have the parameter I as 10. So print array of 10, it will come inside that. And you please observe here in the ninth line, there is an if condition, 10 double equal to 0, that is false. It will come to the 10th line. Now in 10th line, you all please observe here. What is in 10th line? There is a function call. What kind of function call? That is print array of 10 minus 1, that is 9. So print array of 9 again is a function call which call itself. So this is why this is said to be recursive function. Okay, so from 9th line it is calling again till 8th line function is calling again from inside. So print array of 9 it is. Now print array of 9, if when it comes inside, if condition 9 double equal to 0 false, it will come to 10th part. Now it will call print array of 9 minus 1, that is print array of 8. So it will keep on, it will do this till where? Till if it becomes print array of 1 minus 1, that is print array of 0, no? So print array of 0 at 10th line, what will happen is print array of 1 minus 1, that is 0, it will call here again. But you all please observe here. Now inside this, 0 equal to 0, that is correct. So when 0 equal to 0, it will return from where? It was called from 10th line, no? It will return to 11th line. Now 11th line will display the new value of I. What is I over here? It is 1. See, it was 1 minus 1, no? Okay, it will come back. So it will be 1 in this, it will print 1 minus 1, values of 1 minus 1, that is 0. So I will show you the output. You all please observe here. You all can observe here. What is the output? 11th line is displaying you 0. Then after 11th line is displayed, it will return from where it was called. It was called from print array of 2. So it will come back in reverse order. It will be 2 minus 1 and it will display 2 minus 1, that is 1. At last, who was the one who called from 19th line? He called as the one who called over here. It was print array of 10. So when it returns back here, that is print array of 10 minus 1, that is 9, and it is displaying values of 10 minus 1, that is 9. Okay, this is the example. I hope you all have understood this. Students, if you want to take down the screenshot, you please take down the screenshot. This is what the one which I have made the circle here, rough work, is that is from line number 8. This part is from line number 18, sorry, 18. Okay, line number 19 will give you the output. Okay, anyone having any doubt can ask me. I'm going to clear this diagram or rough work, whatever I have done. Now, students, after this, the second program of recursion to recursion, the next topic is introducing access control. Okay, over here, few basic things you will learn. In detail, you will learn in packages and interfaces chapter. I guess it is chapter number 9. In that, you will learn in detail. Okay, for right now, few concepts you will learn. So what are the access specifiers in C language? You all know public, private, protected in C++. Over here also there are, but here there are 4 access specifiers: public, protected, private, and one more is default access specifier. Okay, that you will learn in detail in chapter 9. Okay, but now over here we will see one example how we can access the private variables of a particular class, how we can assign the values, how we can access them, that we will see. Okay, so that program I have already copied in my computer in the notepad. Its name is access test over here. You just see here, I'll open the program, access test. This is the program. Okay, then just a minute. I'll execute the program whether it is having any error or not. After that, I'll explain the concept of access mechanism. Yeah, it's fine, it's working. Yeah, students, now see here in this particular program,